everyone, welcome to a topic on what is Thithi in Vedic astrology. In today's topic, I've actually planned to cover what exactly Thithi is, how do you calculate Thithi. Basically, Thithi is actually the longitudinal difference between the moon and the sun, and at every 12 degrees of interval, you get one Thithi. So if you take 360 degrees, which is one revolution, and if you divide it by 12, you get a value of 30. So you have 30 Thithis in a month. So this is something that I will explain further in the later half of the video. And on top of that, I will also cover on the applications of Thithi, such as what is the correlationship between a particular Thithi and a particular festival, or a prayer that we carry out in the temple. So such as Mahashivaratri, the monthly Sivaratri, how are we actually celebrating these dates? Where do we get these dates from? And also like prayers like Pradosham. So these are some of the things that I will be covering in today's video. So please enjoy. Let's begin. So before we start, there's this thing called Panchangam in Vedic astrology. This is something very popular that most of us would have heard before. It basically represents the 5 limbs of the almanacs, or basically how we create the almanacs. And in these 5, we have Thithi, which is what we are going to cover for today. And we also have Var or Nal. Basically, it covers the days. There are some auspicious days and some inauspicious days in a week. It's as simple as that. And then we have the nakshatras, the 27 nakshatras, of which some are the friendly nakshatras, some are gentle nakshatras, and some we have ferocious. So we have to avoid those ferocious nakshatras or the evil ones for auspicious activities, and we need to look out for the gentle and friendly ones to carry out auspicious activities. And then you also have the Karanam. Basically, it's a half of a Thithi. So that is also part of the 5 limbs. And you have the Yogam. So this is Yogam is basically the longitudinal difference between the sun and the moon. And you have 27 yogas. So we need to select what yoga. Some yogas are actually not good, so we don't use them for wedding purposes, but some are good, so we have to be careful on our selection. But in today's topic, we are just going to cover about Thithi, what exactly Thithi is. So let's move forward. So here we have the celestial sphere with the ecliptic and the celestial equator. So the sun's apparent path is this ecliptic. So Earth is actually in the center, and also the moon is actually revolving around the Earth. So let's move forward. So this is how your zodiac band is. For many of us, this is very familiar. So the sky, or if you call the zodiac, okay, it's actually starting from Aries, so which is also known as Mesha Rasi. So this will be the 0 degree mark, okay, and this will be the 30 degree mark. So from 0 degrees to 30 degrees of the sky will be Aries sign, and it's the mountain ramp. You have the Taurus, which is a bull. So from 30 to 60 is Taurus, from 60 to 90 is Gemini. Okay, it's a twin-bodied sign. From the 90 to 120 you have Cancer, 120 to 150 Leo, you have 150 to 180 Virgo, 180 to 210 Libra. So as it goes, 210 to 240 Scorpio, you have Sagittarius, you have Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally from 330 degrees of the sky or the zodiac till the 360 degree mark, which is again back to the 0 degree mark, you have Pisces. So you have all your grahas which are actually revolving around this zodiac signs, okay, on the background. So moving forward, so this is how it is. Basically, what I've planned to do is I will first shift my sun here. So, and then the moon. Okay, so this is actually the 120 degree mark, or the 0 degrees, the start of Leo is the same. 120 degrees in terms of the entire zodiac. So from 0 degrees Aries, which is 30, 60, 90, 120. And then let's shift the moon here. So on this particular day, when the sun and the moon are actually along in the same line, it's actually something similar to this, which is a new moon day, or also known as Amavasya. So the light from the sun is blocked by the moon, and thereby from the earth what you see is only a black moon or a new moon. So you don't see anything else. So as the moon moves down in this direction, it will start to wax, or it will start to grow in light, or it's also known as Shukla Paksha, or the bright half. They have many terms for it. So it's actually you form a waxing crescent. So that's how the moon is actually growing in strength. So at 132 degrees, that means a degree difference of 12 degrees, okay, 12 degrees Leo, you have the first Thithi that forms, which is Pradipada, which is Shukla, which means it's a growing moon, it's a bright half of the moon, and in Tamil it's called Pradamai. And again the moon is growing at 144 degrees, which again it's a 12 degree difference. You have Duvadiyai, or which is the Shukla Duvadiyai, or in Tamil it's known as Duvidiyai. So it's actually a growing or a waxing crescent. And again, as you move further down, as the moon is moving, you have 156 degrees, which is actually the 6th degree into, you already cross into the Virgo sign. This will be the Tritiya. So it's the third Thithi. So it's a Shukla, again it's because it's a growing moon. So you have Tritiya. And further down, as the moon is moving further away from the sun, which is 168 degrees, another 12 degrees, this interval is known as Chadurthi, or which is known as Shukla Chadurthi or Chadurthi in Tamil. It's the same pronunciation. And further down you have Panchami. So it's again another 168 degrees plus 12 degrees. You have Panchami, another 12 degrees. So the moon travels along the zodiac. So these parts I will actually mention in the next part of the slides. As the moon travels, it reaches this part, which is actually 288 degrees, or which is also the 18th degree of the Capricorn sign. So in this 288, if you minus with 120 degrees, you have 168 degrees. So from 168 degrees from the sun to the 180th degree, okay, you have a difference, is the period known as Paurnami. So this is also known as full moon. Exactly 180 degrees opposite to the sun, you form Paurnami, which is the brightest half of the moon, and you see a full moon. You will be from the earth, you will actually visible, what will be visible to you is the full moon. So this is how is it. And of course, as you move further down, now what begins to happen is the moon begins to wane, or you call it a Krishna Paksha, or the light tends to decrease. So this is the decreasing half of the moon. So for another 12 degrees, 300 degree to the 312 degree, what you have is the Pradipada, okay, or also known as the Pradamai. It's the same name, Pradamai, but in this time it's no more Shukla, it's actually Krishna Paksha. Okay, so as you move further down, 324 degrees, you have the next Thithi, which is known as Tuvadiya, but again it's Krishna Paksha Tuvadiya. So as the moon moves around, so actually the moon is actually moving around in this fashion, and when it comes to 108 degrees to 120 degrees, you form the Ammavasya. Okay, so this is the dark half, the extreme dark half, and in this period it tends to be completely when the moon comes back above the sun, it's completely dark. So it's a new moon day, or you call it Ammavasya. Please take note, in this example, in actual case, the sun is also moving at an angle of 1 degree ahead. Okay, so in 30 days, the sun would have actually traveled one sign actually, but in this case, I've actually made the sun to be paused or to not move, so that you have a proper understanding how it actually works. So, but you still follow the rules where for every 12 degrees, the longitudinal differences between the sun and the moon, you have these Thithis forming. So moving further, so you have the difference in longitude of the moon and the sun. So we covered till the Panchami. So from the 60th to 72 degrees difference between the moon and the sun. So you have the moon's longitude minus the sun's longitude. You form Shashti, and then you have Saptami, you have Ashtami from 84 degrees to 96 degrees, and then you have Navami, Dashami, Yegadesi, Dwadesi, Trayodesi, Chaturdeshi, and you have Paurnami. So this is the bright half as explained, and in the dark half, here it is, you have, again it repeats itself, but in this time you call it Krishna Paksha Pradamai, Krishna Paksha Duvadiyai, Krishna Paksha Tritiyai. So it follows along according to the list, and finally you reach Ammavasai, and again the cycle repeats from Pradamai. In this slide, I will explain about the applications of the Thithi. So you have, as seen previously, you have the Thithis, the Shukla Paksha, the bright half, the 15 Thithis starting from Pradamai or Pradipada all the way till Paurnami. And then you have the dark half where the moon is exact opposite in this part, okay, from Pradamai, the 16th Thithi, till all the way the moon is just in line with the sun. So the black moon day or the new moon day, we call that as Ammavasai. So Pradamai is avoided in marriages. You have Chaturthi, which is also avoided in marriages or auspicious activities. You have Ashtami, very popularly avoided. Navami, avoided. You have Chaturthi, which is the Chaturthi of the Krishna Paksha. Ashtami, Navami again. And you have Chaturdeshi. Krishna Paksha Chaturdeshi is avoided. It's considered inauspicious Thithis. And also Ammavasai. Ammavasai is completely avoided because it's the black night. You have the moon has the zero strength, zero light. And but one good thing about Ammavasai is to carry out the Pitru Karyas, or also known as the prayers for our ancestors who are already dead, because this is the day that is allocated for them. So it's good to carry out on these days. And some Thithis, as I would like to say, is considered empty Thithis. So Thithis are also classified. So Chaturthi is considered empty, so it's already considered inauspicious. It's more inauspicious. Navami is also considered empty. Chaturdeshi is empty. You have Chaturthi empty. Navami again empty, and Chaturdeshi again, the Krishna Paksha Chaturdeshi is empty. So if you see that it's all the 4th, the 9th and the 14th Thithis of both the bright and the dark half as considered empty Thithis. And we have Pradosham. So Trayodeshi, so if you see in a particular day, if it's a Pradosham, if you look at the calendar, it will reflect that it's actually Trayodeshi. So it's the 13th Thithi. And you have Pradosham 2 times a month. So one is during the bright half and the other one is during the dark half. And of course you have the Madha Sivaratri or the monthly Shivaratri, which is carried out on the Chaturdeshi, the 14th Thithi of the dark half or the Krishna Paksha. And also the Mahashivaratri is also celebrated on this particular Thithi, but in the month of Magam, or also in Tamil it's the Masi Madam. So it's something interesting to take note how we actually get the dates for these prayers and these celebrations. So guys, thank you very much for viewing this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. And if you have any comments, please state in the comments section below. Thank you.